Time session for both these teams, the Whalers and the Stags this year.
Service full. Puck is loose for Hurley in the corner. Richardson fell, took a whack at Sheehy. Here's Hurley hustling to center, cleared it in. Hoganson got a piece of it. Slapped behind the net out of the near point. Hurley cleared it back to the corner. Oteil pulled Curtis down. Richardson and Sheehy shove at one another. Now here goes Richardson and Sheehy, and they're really banging at one another in the near corner. Sheehy's throwing them pretty good.
Yeah, Richardson never got any punches. As always, it's the man who wins or who gets the first punch in who wins it. Richardson got hit the first time. I don't think he ever really got him in the face, but he was hitting him on top of the head. Richardson had nothing to do but cover up. Bill Friday's talking to Richardson now. Sheehy is responding.
Well, he's not going to get the hat trick tonight.
No, we'll give the decision to Sheehy, however. He threw all the punches. Richardson really never got any. He was at a great disadvantage, the Stag was. He was run into the boards there, and Sheehy started to throw him. Richardson backed up along the boards, had to make sure he didn't go down. And Sheehy kept throwing the right hand. So our first fight of the night, both fellas will go off for 5 minutes, and Richardson goes over toward the bench. Maybe he did get him in the face with one of those. No doubt for some repairs. Now I guess
they're both going to go off because they can't get back into the game.
Yeah, no use. There'll be 5-minute fighting penalties here with only 3:18 to go in the overtime, so they'll both head for the locker room and meet down in the far end of the arena, probably. Settle this thing outside.
You know, that happened once. Stan Mikita and Bobby Pulford, who now coaches the Kings. Of course, Mikita's still playing. They had a feud that lasted for about 10 years. Left Forum in Los Angeles, and that's when the dressing rooms were side by side. This was 3 years ago when Pulford was still playing. And they got into it. Had a Donnybrook in the hall going to the dressing rooms. People
skates on cement.
People would have paid to see that one, you know.
They would have.
Get out of the stands.
Well, I'm surprised that no guys ever sent the fella down at the visiting team's hotel and suggested they do it in the lobby there. I guess tempers cool by that time.
So Sheehy and Richardson are gone. Face-off is in the Whaler, or the Stag end. Carlton into the corner. Curtis dumped it off the boards. Guite failed to clear it. The backhander by Carlton was off the chest of Carlander and slid all the way back to the Whaler line. Selwood to Dory, now to Carlton. Carlton just holding the puck, cranked up a shot, fired it wide, comes to Guite. Guite out for Thomas, but too far. Selwood sliding it back to Dory. And of course the Whalers on the road would be glad to pick up 1 point here on the tie. Puck is cleared in by Selwood, stopped by Hoganson behind the net. Curtis got it out to Guite. He's covered by Byers. Carlander's shot was smothered in front. Hoganson turned it away as it slid through traffic right on the net. Now here is Randy Legg in the corner. Carlton came up with a puck over the far side. A drive. Hoganson with a great save on Dory. And Serbiak is held in the Whalers. Dory is going to take a penalty. Here's Guite across the line. Guite moving in. They blow the whistle. But they called a penalty on Dory for holding. And you very seldom see that in the overtime.
Flagrant violation. I couldn't catch the players down here in the corner, but there was...
Randy Legg was one of them.
In the same area where the flare-up had been between Richardson and Sheehy, who are both gone to the dressing room. Same exact vicinity. We had a flare-up with Randy Legg and somebody else that well might have been Dory because he was a hot hockey player. Holding is the call. And it comes at 7:36. 2:24 to go in the overtime. 2 minutes in the penalty. Man advantage for the Stags. And the great opportunity.
Reggie Thomas off the face-off. It's lost in the skate of Tommy Earl. He overskated it at the line. Left for Karan. Threw it too hard for Mizik. Mizik has to go down and chase it. Gary Swain's after him. Out for Guite on the left wing. Back for Mizik as the Stags want to form up the power play. Out for Benarusso on his off wing. Threw it ahead to Jennifer Thomas. Stolen by Ricky Lee. Lee just dragging the puck. Shot it for Earl across the line. Here's Earl. Over for Swain. It just went off his stick. Swain bumped in the corner. Mizik got it loose. And Mizik backing behind Hoganson. A minute 47 to go in the overtime. Guite. Venerusso's open. Here's a lead pass for Venerusso moving in. And he was pulled out from behind. Rather, the puck was pulled away. On a great defensive play by Tommy Earl. Now Caron poke checked it. And it's loose past an open point. Venerusso had the clean break, but Earl got back quickly. Here's Guite on the left wing across the line. Dropped in the slot. Guite slid it over to Caron. Took a shot. Gloved by Abrahamson, and he'll hang on.
Well, the fans are standing, lots of them right now, with a minute 21 to go in the hockey game in overtime tonight. The score deadlocked at 2-2. The Whalers and Stags, the pressure on for Michigan, with still 57 seconds left in the holding penalty to Jim Dorey. A great hockey game tonight. Certainly no indication that this is the same team that played the two this weekend. This looks like the team that beat Winnipeg 5-3 on Thursday. A lost weekend, but certainly a rebounding tonight to play a great game against the percentage leaders in the league, the New England Whalers.
Well, Norm, if you figure this game still ends in a tie, you better get your 3 stars ready. Here's Venerusso in the corner. A shot by Caron, and it was just wide. Guite on the other side of the net. Stag power play. Guite centered it. Came all the way out to Caron. Caron over to Mizik. Here's Mizik driving it wide of the net. Selwood failed to grab it. Venerusso's up with it. Centered it for LeBlanc. He was held from behind. Mizik from the point stuck up. Took a shot. Deflected just wide. Back behind that, Tommy Earl has it jammed on the boards. And the whistle goes, and we'll have another face-off at the side of the Whaler net.
Pierre Guite slams the stick on the ice as he had the golden opportunity and failed to put in the puck. Unfortunately, it came in along about ankle high. Well, I had the following 3 stars over there that I had picked. I named Hoganson number 1 and Sheehy for his 2 goals number 2, and I still work Larry Johnston in. I've been aware he hasn't figured in the scoring plays, but he hasn't made even one mistake tonight, and he's made a couple of saves on some shots that could well have given Hoganson trouble from in close. He's dropped down in front of that, and he's been very classy with the puck and handled it extremely well. And even for not maybe tonight, but the last couple of games when Johnston has been one of our steadier players, I think Larry deserves, the captain of the Stags deserves some credit, so we'll name him number 3. 49 seconds remaining in the hockey game. 26 seconds remaining in the man advantage for Michigan in the face-off of the New England end.
Off to the left of Abrahamson. LeBlanc over to Venerusso. Back to Caron. Winding up his shot. Deflected just wide. Abrahamson was down. Puck is loose behind the net. Venerusso's after it. Venerusso back for Guite. Guite tried to throw it out in front. Could not do so. Plo and LeBlanc have it jammed on the boards and will face off again to the side of the Whaler net.
And there's 12 seconds remaining. Somehow, I guess I should have worked Abrahamson in there now as you think of the saves that he has made tonight. He's played extremely well. This is a game where a number of fellas, Venerusso, we had him as considered part of the 3-star action earlier. Gary's had chances to score, has indeed gotten one. Their second goal, the Stags' second. 2-2. 35 seconds to go, 12 remaining in the penalty to New England.
Fontaine steps on, replacing Venerusso on the right wing. LeBlanc drew it back to Fontaine. Here's Caron's shot, and it was off LeBlanc. Fontaine went to get it behind the net. Poke checked by Lee. Threw it right out in front. It was just off Abrahamson's leg. Now Lee off the boards. Caron at the point with a drive. Knocked down loose in the slot. LeBlanc banging at it. Can't find it. And it's shot down the ice. Dory's out of the penalty box. Racing after the puck, and Mizik got there to cover up. And they have it jammed off to the side of Hoganson now. And the whistle goes with 10 seconds remaining in the overtime.
The Stags have had at least half a dozen golden opportunities with a